start our Class Connect for today. Here's our virtual expectations we view each class period. Everyone does an amazing job with those, so I will move on to our icebreaker activity here in just 1 second. So if you are ready to go, write in the chat, yes, you are ready to go, or just give me a thumbs up.
Miss Glansman,
Yes, Rand,
just
what's up?
I have one question. Could we just talk privately real quick?
Not at the moment right now because we're
Okay,
in our Class Connect right now, but you can wait till afterwards and we can talk
it's
privately if
not a
you would
big
like.
deal. I can just ask you, okay?
Okay, you can ask me at the end.
Okay, good.
Sounds good. Okay. Awesome. So our icebreaker question for today is, what is your favorite fall activity? I tried to watch Hocus Pocus 2, but I fell asleep because on Friday I was still not fully recovered yet, but I'm super excited to watch it. So I just put some examples here of the Hocus Pocus and then the jack-o'-lanterns, pumpkins, an apple orchard, and just seeing like the fall leaves outside. So far I see an apple orchard response, so type your response in the chat. So I see 2 apple orchards right in a row there. The cold weather is not a friend of yours. That's okay. Baking stuff and hiking.
I mean, I like riding my bike sometimes. It's still okay in this weather.
Yeah, it's the 60s and 70s is pretty nice. It's when it dips below 60 that it's a little rough.
Yeah,
Another apple orchard. Somebody said snow is on its way. JC, how dare you? We don't want to talk about snow yet.
yeah, he's right. Snow might come on when? November?
Apple orchard, probably. When looking tired is taken as if you put on makeup. Oh, Martika.
Oh yeah,
Halloween,
we are in Minnesota. Cold weather's brewing.
ice, more apple orchards. I'm thinking of letting my lawn grow tall and then lawn mowing a crop circle in it for Halloween. Ooh,
Yeah, I
that'd
think
be
I'm
really
gonna go to an apple orchard too. It's right here in Lakeville.
nice. Seeing the different colored leaves. Okay. Before I move on here quickly, I just want to know, in your screen right now, can you just see the what's your favorite fall activity and anything else, like the participants' view or anything?
Well, honestly, most of my favorite activities are from the summer. You know what I mean? Like, but there is one thing. At
Wait,
least,
okay.
at least, we're in Minnesota, right?
Yes.
It is known for the largest mall in the entire United States, right?
Yep, we have Mall of America.
So yeah, it's an indoor theme park. It's not sure it's not like Valley Fair or not like those other big amusement parks, but hey, at least it's like Nickelodeon themed, right?
Yeah, it is. Hey, Miss Lewis, sorry to interrupt you, Rand. Could you tell me what you see on your screen right now?
Hey, sorry. So we can see your presentation, but it's not in slideshow mode. It's just, we just see your view of that tab is all.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, what about now? What do you see?
Now,
Completely zoomed in.
yep, now you're in slideshow mode, so we only see your presentation.
There we go. Okay, cool. Awesome. So it looks like we're ready to move on then. Thank you everyone for contributing to what's your favorite fall activity for our icebreaker today. So I'll move on to our agenda, which as you can see here, we just did the icebreaker question, and then we are going to talk about the textbook update, which is why Miss Lewis is here today. And then for our activity, for our Class Connect today, we're going to be learning about Hurricane Ian, and we're going to do a word cloud and a video / Padlet on that. And then at the end, if you have any questions for me, and then that is it today. So if you are ready to move on, just give me a thumbs up or write in the chat that you are ready to start today. Thanks, JC. and Elizabeth. Andy, yay. I am ready. Okay. I will move on to the next slide here. Okay, so here's our textbook update. So how do you access the e-textbook? I know that it's been a little bit of a learning curve. Oh, I couldn't hear a lot of what you said there, but can you hear me now? Noah, can you hear me? Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Ryan. Awesome. So I know that there's been a little bit of troubles with the e-textbook because we're using a new platform. So I just wanted to show you. Noah, do you want to try logging off and logging back in? Or Miss Lewis, do you have any recommendations? It says it's
No,
lagging.
if it's the lag, I would turn off any other device that's on Wi-Fi right now. It's his internet usually.
Okay, thank you. So how we access the e-textbook. So the first way you can access it, which I told you at the beginning of the year, is through the resources folder. So you'll go down into the resources folder in our global studies page, which it's a purple folder. And then you'll see all these different resources. So you'll have the syllabus, the pacing guide, and then within there, there's a purple folder that says National Geographic e-textbook. And so the only link you're going to see there is National Geographic World Cultures and Geography e-textbook, which is the student edition. So I'll exit out of here in just a moment and then show you how to access that through there. And then the second place, and the place that Miss Lewis and I would highly recommend you use, is within the assignment folder. So within each individual assignment, when I write out that you need to read a specific page number, it'll have in that lesson folder those 2 pages. So for this one, your world regions assignment, it has the pages 16 through 17 and then the assignment itself. And I'll show you here what that looks like. So if you go into resources, sometimes it takes a little bit to load here. And then this is what you'll see, the National Geographic e-textbook. So you'll go up to the top left corner here where it says Global Studies 8. You'll click on those 3 right there, and then you go to Materials. You're not going to see the teacher edition. It's just going to bring you straight to student edition. So you'll click on English student edition, and then it has it organized by units. So right now we're in unit 1. There's chapter 1 and chapter 2. And then once you click on chapter 2, the unit we're on right now, like chapter 2, it'll bring you up to these different sections. So then when you click on the sections, then you can see the page numbers. And say this was the pages we were learning about. And then you'll see the page right here. And then you can use the full screen. You can zoom in, you can zoom out. And then one of the neat things too is this MT feature, which is modified text. So you can also read a different text version, or you can listen to it as well with the little audios right there.
Spring and autumn equinoxes. The beginning.
So yeah, that's some cool features within the new e-textbook. They're working on making it a little more interactive in terms of like accessibility pieces, like being able to go from page to page without having to leave this page right here. So they're going to add like a go-to page, which will be really nice. Right, Miss Lewis?
Wait, since we're learning about global studies, does
Mhm.
that mean we're not just going to learn about like America and Minnesota?
No. So Minnesota was 6th grade, and then 7th grade was U.S. studies.
Oh. So are
And
we
that's
going to
just,
learn more about, are we going to learn about different countries and the cultures?
yep, that's exactly what this class is.
So, quick question. Okay.
Mhm.
Would it be okay if we could use the same country over and over again?
No, because we'll be learning about different countries within a specific like continent or region at specific times.
Huh.
Miss Lewis, though, did you have anything to add from what we learned at our professional development?
No, I think you showed everything. I do think it's easiest to find the pages though within each week's like class connects or each week's assignment, I mean. So like your weekly assignments by clicking there versus going to the whole textbook. I think that's easier since we can't really scroll through pages very easily yet.
That is true. So I'll go to that portion since you bring up that really good point. So I'll go down to the week 4 folder, which was last week, and then the assignment that I had screenshotted right here, lesson 1.04, the world regions assignment. So you'll see right above it the textbook pages that you need to read. And it'll just, you click on it, it pops up, and it brings you right to the textbook pages. So if you are having any issues like accessing like the pages itself, it's usually something due to like a pop-up blocker, right, Miss Lewis?
Yes, you want to make sure your pop-up blockers are turned off in settings. But if you ever click on these and your textbook doesn't come up, I'm happy to help you, so you can text or call me. But in settings, yep, you'll want to make sure your pop-up blockers are turned off, and cross-site tracking is also turned off in Safari.
Okay, awesome. And then I'm just going to answer some questions here in the chat before we move on. You cannot make a copy of the page. Jackson, is that related to the textbook or what was that in regards to? The textbook page.
Yep, it won't let you copy an actual page of it because it's copyright. So you have to read it within the Schoology page, like on the site, if that's what you're asking.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure I was understanding that correctly too. I was a little confused.
Yep, and that's right. And if I'm incorrect, Jackson, please let me know. But if that's what you're wondering, like you can't, hold it down and like create a copy of it just because of copyright. You could take a screenshot, but it's more of copyright issues is why they won't let you actually copy the whole page.
Yes, correct. Okay, awesome. And then, so another thing for the e-textbook that we're just going to look over here quickly is how do I know what pages to read? So I put some different examples here. So the first place you can look into is the pacing guide. So in the pacing guide, it has what pages you should be reading each day of the week. So back into the resources folder here. And then starting in week 4, you'll see that's when I started putting the page numbers in for the text because that's when we started using the textbook. So this week we're in week number 5. So you'll see which pages to read of the e-textbook and when. And then besides the pacing guide, another place you can look for that is through our weekly directions. So each week at the beginning of the week on Sunday night or Monday morning, I post the directions for the week in the update section on our Schoology page. So you'll see I have a screenshot here from week number 4 where it has the assignment you're working on and then what the assignment is about and then what textbook pages you are reading and then your actual assignment that you're working on. So that, if I scroll down here, no worries, Jackson, you can just finish watching the recording when you get back. The directions are right here. So yeah, that is that for the e-textbook. Are there any questions about that before I move on to our actual assignment component of today? And just give me a thumbs up or write in the chat if you're good to go.
Could I ask that question now?
At the end.
Okay.
Yep. Don't worry. We'll get there. Okay, so I want to be respectful of your time since I know we're getting kind of near the end of our Class Connect here, and we just got to finish this up. So what I would like you to do right now is I'm going to share this link out in the chat. And right now we are starting our unit right now on physical geography. So we're learning about weather and climate. So this week, with everything that had been going on with Hurricane Ian in the past few days and last week, I would like you to write what you know about hurricanes already. So with 3 words, write anything you know about hurricanes. And then I'm going to share our class results here in just a little bit. So in the Menti link, write 3 words that you know about hurricanes already. Like, what do you associate with hurricanes? And then, is the link working?
Wait, should I enter the link right now?
Yep, the link is in the chat. Do you see it in the chat?
Yeah, but should I log in with my Google account or
Is
enter
it
the word?
Is
You
it
want me
asking you to
Oh.
log in with your Google
share
account?
what I already know about hurricanes? Should I just say what I know about hurricanes?
Yep, exactly. Yep. Just anything you can associate with hurricanes. You know, you could think about maybe you know about, the weather associated with hurricanes, what it's like, the conditions, if it's, raining, super windy. Let's see what we have so far. Still trying to learn and navigate this site. Okay, I'm seeing some good results here. And
Wait, I didn't enter yet.
that's okay. I'm not shutting it down yet. I'll share it soon. This is good though. Everyone's writing some good responses, really good and thoughtful responses here. Okay, I'm gonna share our responses here. So here's what we know about hurricanes already. So we have creates floods, life-changing, strong winds, storm, dangerous, another strong, rain, big, devastating, wind, ocean, water, tornadoes, winds, flooding. They cause a lot of damage, ocean, wind, and high winds. Awesome. Everything on there looks pretty good. I think sometimes tornadoes can be associated with hurricanes, but I don't think they're directly correlated, if that makes sense. But I think we have some really good thoughts on what we already know about hurricanes. So now we're going to move on to the assignment component and get this done here. So thank you everyone for sharing. I really appreciate that. So I'll exit out of Mentimeter. And then this is what we're doing today to finish up. And then once we are done watching the video is only like 3 minutes long. You're going to answer these questions right here on Padlet. So how many categories of hurricanes are there? And we'll stop and you have time to answer each question. So we'll probably run about 5 minutes late today. I'm so sorry about that. What category was Ian when the video was recorded? What is the miles per hour range for category 4, the description provided in the model? How do you think Floridians might be affected by such a strong hurricane? And then write one thing you learned from the video below. I'll put
They lose their inventory.
that. We're not answering these just yet. You're going to put that in the Padlet later, but I'm just going to put them in the chat for you. So we're going to watch the video here.
Why doesn't every home in the US have solar panels? The reason is not about sunlight or weather or even politics. It's actually just because most people don't know.
And then I'm going to copy and paste the Padlet into the chat as well.
Is that a makeup assignment? It's fast. Wait. A teacher?
A Category 4 storm making landfall on Florida's west.
Ryan, what's up?
Sorry, the screen kind of glitchy a bit. Anyone noticing that? Anyone noticing that too?
Miss Lewis, are you noticing the screen glitching? Or is she gone already? She might be gone. Is anybody else having screen glitching problems?
Yeah, the video just jumped to 25 seconds.
That's where I'm at right now. I paused it.
Yeah, I know, but like at first, all I just saw was just the CNN, the logo. Then I just hurricane.
Okay, do you want to try logging off and logging back in or seeing if you have any other devices?
I think everyone's having this problem. There's a lot of people in chat put that they also have the same problem.
Okay, let me see here. So what I can do is I could put the video into the chat and then you can just watch it independently. And then it's about 3 minutes and then you'll stop at the 3-minute mark and then you'll just make sure that for each Padlet that you put your name by it so that you receive credit for today. Would that work?
Yeah.
Here, I'll put this in here. Let's just try one more time. Otherwise, we'll just do it independently. I'm sorry about that. I don't know why it's being like that.
I like the independent idea. It'll be quicker.
West Coast. When we recorded this show,
Is it still glitching?
Nah, it's better now.
Ian was just shy of a Category 5 hurricane. This level.
Okay, so that helps us answer the first question. We'll just do this one together here. How many categories of hurricanes are there? There are 5 hurricanes. So you're going to click this little plus sign right here. And then in the subject line, make sure to write your name and your last initial or your last name, and then write down here category 5.
Wait, where is it? Because I thought this was just a makeup assignment.
Yep, good work, Andy. So there are 5 categories.
Wait, how can I enter that area? What should I write?
You write there are 5 categories. And then there's the Padlet again.
Right.
Yep. Perfect. Looks good. And then also too, if you don't have time to write your response out entirely, you can always come back to this too, because you have the link to the Padlet. And now you have the link to the video too. And the link to the video is also embedded within the description.
Level of storm brings winds of over 150 miles per hour and can cause catastrophic storm surges, creating an abnormal rise of water levels. The scale for hurricanes, as seen in this animation, is based on a 1 to 5 rating dependent on a hurricane's maximum sustained wind speed. Officials warned it was too late to evacuate in some places. Ian already caused severe flooding in the Florida Keys, and widespread power outages were expected across the state. Boats in some areas are ready to deliver supplies and make rescues if necessary. Hurricane Ian is one of the most powerful storms to threaten the United States in decades. Only 2 Category 5 storms have ever made landfall in the U.S. in the last 30 years, both in Florida. Millions of residents are under evacuation orders or advisories in parts of coastal.
Okay, so for the question for number 2, I think it was discussed when the video was glitching out, so I will give it to you. So what category was Ian when the video was recorded? It was a category 4. So in the box, you write your name and then category 4.
Where should I write my name?
In the subject line.
Okay.
Yep. So if you'll see here, I'll write mine. Ian was a category 4.
Did I just write that too?
Yep.
Okay. What's a category 4 though?
So I'll show you again. We'll go back to the infographic where it showed the categories right here. I just got to find where it says category 4 again. Yeah, right there. Can you see the screen where it says category 4 and then has the little infographic?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so we'll move on to the third question. What is the miles per hour range for category 4 and the description provided in the model? So that would be 130 to 156 miles per hour. And then the description that they give is it's extreme winds and catastrophic damage. So 130 to 156, and then catastrophic damage and extreme winds. So I'll add mine in here too.
Should we just watch it separately? It might be quicker.
Well, we're almost done now, so we'll just finish it up in class together here
Okay.
over the next 2 minutes. And then if you want to add anything to here that you missed or you forgot, then you can do it later. Okay, so I'll move back to the video where we were at. And then the last questions are, how do you think Floridians might be affected by such a strong hurricane? And then write one thing you learned from the video below. So I won't pause and stop anymore because these are all your personal opinions and thoughts for the questions. So we'll just finish up the video and you'll answer the 2 prompts that are remaining, and then you are all good to go for today. Unless you have any questions for me, then you can stick around.
Nature.
Tropical systems come in all shapes and sizes. You have tropical depression.
You updated on the storm and recovery efforts. CNN meteorologist Jennifer Gray now explaining more about these powerful forces of nature.
Tropical systems come in all shapes and sizes. You have tropical depressions, tropical storms, and once it is strong enough to become a hurricane, you have 5 categories, with category 5 being the strongest.
I went online and I put into Google fast track into becoming a teacher. A 4-year degree was.
The states most frequently hit by a hurricane: Florida, Louisiana, and Texas. But as much as we know about hurricanes, forecasting them is still a challenge. Just as we name each storm has its own personality. Like Katrina in 2005, which intensified rapidly overnight, going from a category 3 to a category 5. It became the 4th most intense hurricane on record as of that time. And the forecast track can change dramatically, like Erica in 2015. Or a system that can be viewed as relatively weak, like a tropical storm, could end up like Tropical Storm Allison in 2001. The remnants of the storm stalled over southeast Texas, dumping 35 inches of rain over Houston in just 5 days. The storm became the first non-hurricane to have its name retired.
10-second trivia. What sea separates Northern Africa and Europe? North,
We think it is.
Mediterranean, Caspian, or Baltic?
What do you think it is? Type in the chat quick. I think it's the Mediterranean. It's a good question for global studies. Any guesses? Thank you, Caleb. You think it's the Mediterranean? Noah too? Okay.
Yeah, Mediterranean. Mediterranean.
Mediterranean Sea is your correct answer. Let's go there now, where researchers are rummaging through some really cool stuff.
Yay. Okay. So it was the Mediterranean. So I'm going to end the recording here. Just 1 second. And then